Hi, I'm Holly Andrews. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I am excited to be talking to you about eating locally and seasonally, as well as showing you how I make grilled salmon with a fresh spring salad and a yogurt dressing. Now, when it comes to eating locally and seasonally, there are many reasons to do this. First of all, when you're eating seasonally, you are getting the freshest, most nutrient-dense produce available to you wherever you are and whatever season you're in. By eating locally, you're supporting those small businesses and local farmers. So it's really a wonderful double punch, if you will, of not having eaten produce that was potentially picked weeks ago and shipped from whoever knows where, and supporting those small businesses in your area. Now, if you don't know where the farmers markets are, or you don't know where, or don't know what is in season locally where you are, I'm gonna drop some websites in the description below. You can easily find out local farmers markets in your area, as well as what is in season where you are right now. I recently went to our farmers market this past Saturday and picked up some beautiful produce that I'm gonna use in our salad today. So I got things like this lovely asparagus that was just cut, and I got some of these beautiful red radishes. Asparagus is great for reproductive health. Radishes support healthy digestion, and these things combine with some fresh spring mix and a great dressing with the grilled salmon that I picked up at our local seafood place, and it just makes a really beautiful spring meal. Now, I will say, when it comes to buying fish as well, try to get it as fresh as possible, and also try to buy it wild caught. That's going to reduce the levels of mercury and potentially other toxins in the fish itself. If you can't get wild caught, the next best thing is ocean raised, which is what my salmon is today. It is ocean raised from Scotland. Go Scots. So that also helps reduce the potential toxin levels in the fish. So let's start preparing our veggies and get those going for the salad. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna trim and cut up our asparagus and blanch it. So blanching it means we're gonna stick it in some boiling water for just about a minute and then put it into an ice bath. That's going to help keep the nutrient values, softening up the vegetable just a little bit, but keep its bright green color for that salad. So I've got my asparagus bunch here, and I want to show you a really easy way to trim off the woody part of the asparagus before I actually chop it up. So I learned this, I think, from watching a TV cooking show. I'm really not sure when or even which one at this point. It was so long ago. But the asparagus is very bendy, so if you bend it, it'll snap where that woody part and the non-woody part starts. So I'm gonna get rid of this and use this to chop up and put in my salad. So give me a second. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all trimmed up, and then we'll get it into the pot to blanch it. All right, I have my asparagus trimmed and chopped into bite-sized pieces. And I also, not sure I can actually show you this, but I have an ice bath, there we go, ready for the asparagus to go into once it has been in the boiling water for about a minute. So I have both of those things ready to go. I'm gonna turn on my pot and get that water going. Meanwhile, I am going to use my trusty mandolin to slice my radishes very thinly. So stay tuned. All right, so in order to slice my radishes really thin, I'm gonna chop off the little root here. What you find at the grocery store, if you need to use a grocery store, may look a little bit different. And then I'm gonna use the stem of the radish as my little handle so I don't slice my fingers off. And what we get are these beautifully thinly sliced radishes. So I'm gonna go ahead and slice the rest of these up while I'm waiting for my water to boil. If you do have a mandolin like this, I have mine set to a 1/16 of an inch to get these very thinly sliced pieces. So just watch your fingers and cut them up. All right, right, so that is enough radishes for our salad. You can see they're really paper thin, so they're gonna be nice and crunchy and give us some really great tang. So while the water is getting ready to boil, I'm gonna go ahead and start preparing the salad. I have this beautiful spring mix from our local farm, Honey Tree Farm, shout out. I'm gonna put about 2 cups of the spring mix into our salad bowl. You can also use arugula. Arugula is in season in a lot of places this time of year. That would be another great base for this salad. So that's about 2 cups. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle in our radishes. Kind of separate them a little bit. They're kind of sticking together. Maybe not use all of the ones that I sliced, because this is gonna be about 2 servings. The recipe on the blog is gonna call for 4 servings, so just realize I'm only making half a serving here today. So I'm gonna save the rest of these radishes, but this is gonna be the start of our salad, and I think our water is about to boil. All right, so our water is boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and stick the, don't splatter yourself, stick the asparagus in there, let it cook for, I'm gonna set a timer for 1 minute, and then dump it in, strain it, and then put the asparagus straight into an ice bath. All right, so we've got our asparagus, it's blanched. By sticking it in that ice bath, that's gonna stop the cooking process, so it should be cooked enough just to be tender, crispy, all of those things that you want for a salad. And while the salmon is cooking, we're gonna make the dressing and assemble the rest of the salad. The salmon I got, like I mentioned, from our local seafood store called Dockside Seafood. They are wonderful people. I love going in there, so helpful, and they always have a great selection. I'm gonna use my grill pan for this. You can obviously use a regular pan if you don't have a grill pan, or you could do it on your outdoor grill if it's summertime and that's what you have available to you. That would be another great option. I'm going to season the salmon with some minced garlic and dried dill. I don't have any fresh dill right now. That's coming later in the season in my garden. If I did have fresh dill, I would chop up some fresh dill and use that, but I find that for salmon, the dried dill works just as well and kind of gives it a really nice crust when you grill it in the pan. So let's get going with the salmon. You can see it's nice and wrapped up. And I do use a cast iron grill pan. It's really nicely seasoned already, so I don't have to add any extra oil or anything like that. I will spray the salmon with some olive oil spray before it goes in, and then before I flip it. So we're gonna get the salmon ready. All right, so we're gonna get our salmon ready here. I had them cut me, I meant to ask them to take the skin off, but I had them cut me about 2 6-ounce fillets here. So we're gonna get these ready. All right, so first I am going to sprinkle on a generous amount of dill. And then I'm going to salt and pepper to taste. And then I'm going to just kind of plop some of this garlic on here and spread it around. All right, and then just kind of seal that deal. I'm going to hit it with some of my favorite olive oil spray. I really like this one because it doesn't have any propellants in it. That just kind of helps seal the spices in, and then this feels ready to go. Now, this is how I do it. I'm sure somebody else will tell you, put the skin side down first. Well, that's not how I'm doing it. So I'm gonna put that down for about 5 minutes. And while this is cooking, we are going to make the dressing for the salad. All right, so to make the dressing, I love using these mason jars to make my dressing straight in. It makes it super simple to make everything and then store. So First thing we're gonna do is get about 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. So this is what I have right now. I have a fancy lemon juicer coming, but I drink warm lemon water with a little bit of apple cider vinegar in it every single morning before my coffee. And this is how I juice my lemons at the moment. So generally about half a lemon is roughly 2 tablespoons. So the timer to flip the salmon is gonna go off in just a second, but I did go out to my garden and grab the fresh herbs that I have out there. So I have thyme, rosemary, Greek oregano, and chives. So I'm gonna chop those up to be part of this dressing. And I will show you, I have a handy dandy little herb roller thing. So I'm going to just break my chives in half, pull off my oregano leaves. Now you can obviously use dried, herbs if you want to, if you don't have fresh, and that is totally okay. Get this thyme off of here. Oh, it smells so wonderful. And these are brand new growth on my plants. So super tender, super fresh, fragrant, all of that good stuff. I have an herb stripper somewhere, but I can't find it at the moment. So we're gonna do that, and then see all that new growth on my rosemary. So I love this. So fresh, so good. Going to pack an extra little punch in our dressing. All right, so I've got all this. I'm just gonna roll over and chop my herbs up really quickly. Probably could take some scissors to those chives, but that's okay. Oh, it smells amazing. Okay. All right. So I'm going to scoop those up into a little pile. See how they look? Drop those into my lemon juice. Add my yogurt and my mustard. All right, so Greek yogurt. Need a half a cup of Greek yogurt. Now, in truth, in all honesty, I would probably eyeball this, but just because to show good discipline, I'm going to measure it out and lick the yogurt off my finger because let's be honest, we all do that. So add your yogurt to your mason jar or container or whatever you're using. We're gonna add our Dijon mustard. Now the recipe calls for honey, which is totally optional. I don't like my dressings sweet. So that was 2 half tablespoons. I don't know where my tablespoon ran off to. So there you go. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. And the salmon is just about done. And it looks really pretty to me. Again, not a professional chef. And I'm okay if somebody tells me I did something wrong here. All right, so we're gonna shake that up. Now this is the full dressing recipe for all 4 servings, so I definitely will not be using all of it today, but that's okay. That's why I have it in a mason jar, airtight, can go straight into any leftovers can go straight into the fridge. So while the salmon is about done, I'm gonna take my nicely cooled asparagus. It's been draining, and I'm gonna plop it into my salad. You know what? Actually, it's probably more asparagus than I need right here, since I am, sorry guys, making a half portion today. All right, that's good. All right, so I'm gonna toss this, but right now, how pretty is that? Beautiful lettuce, that bright green asparagus, and the radishes. Salmon is done, and I will show you what that looks like in a second. This is a nice creamy dressing. I'm gonna pour about half of it. I don't like my salad overly dressed. I am gonna try it just, nice and tangy. I love yogurt dressings, because yogurt-based dressings, because they do add tang, they add protein without the fat, and to me, they taste just as good as any other dressing, if not better and fresher. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss this together and plate it up. But there you have it, a beautifully tossed spring salad. Not necessarily perfect, but I don't care. It's gonna be so tasty and really, really good for me. So I'm gonna plate about half, let's see, I'm gonna plate about half the salad. See if we can get some of those pretty radishes on top. And then I'm gonna put the salmon right next to it. All right, here we have it. You can see that the salmon got beautifully crusted with that garlic and dill. You've got this beautiful fresh salad. So you have all of the healthy omega-3 fats in the salmon. You've got the beautiful nutrients and phytonutrients in the salad and the asparagus and the lettuce and the asparagus and the radishes. And this just makes a gorgeous springtime meal that you can get locally where you live right now. And you're eating that seasonal produce straight from the farm if you can, fresh packed with all the nutrients. It hasn't lost its nutritional value. And I can guarantee you that you're gonna feel amazing after you eat this. All right, friends, that's it for today. Go out to those farmers market, pick up that fresh seasonal produce from your local farms. Have a wonderful, wonderful meal. Drop a comment, let me know if you make it. Let me know if you go to your farmers market, what it was like for you. I love ours. And enjoy the spring produce and the spring season with your family and friends. Until next time, have a wonderful week.